about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
And the Hornets making a change here. Muscala's checked in. Hornets trail by 11. And Jones now atop the key. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And John Henson with the slam.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And, guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense, too.
And Steve Clifford might not be the most famous coach in the NBA, but he has plenty of experience, and everyone in the league knows exactly how well-versed he is as a coach.
And it's the Hornets with the ball, following the score by Golden State. And here we go. Jack heading to the hoop.
Jared Jack.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
Here's Daniels. Up and in on the layup. Warriors leading by 11. Passes it to Henson. Pass to Watson. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Isles Plumlee's checked in for Muscala. And it's Roberson in for Daniels.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Just 4 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And so the first quarter is in the books. Warriors lead by 9. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure. And how big was last year's trade for J.R. Smith? I mean, sent from the Knicks to the Cavaliers around midseason, Smith began to post some of the better numbers of his career, helping prove that for a tumultuous personality like Smith's, environment is key.
Substitution for your Hornets.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Vucevic comes in for Plumlee, and it's Burks in for Andre Robertson. For J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron. Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
And the Hornets call time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
It's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Terrence Jones is checked in for Duncan. Troy Daniels comes in for Alec Burks. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Ty Lawson. The Hornets shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Guys, strictly in terms of their percentage, their free throw shooting has deteriorated a considerable amount since last season.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. We're talking about the strength of LeBron now. We saw Michael Jordan do this too. It didn't. They paid a lot of attention to their body as they got older, and thus they became more sculpted. They looked more physical.
Exactly. Leaned up and altered their games a bit. Not nearly as high flying, but just as potent and as effective.
Here's LeBron. He's got 8. The stupendous finish in traffic.
LeBron James.
LeBron's got 10 points in the game.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Vucevic with the bucket.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
And that one's good.
LeBron James.
And that's 12 points for LeBron.
Oh, how pretty was that? Use the rim to protect the ball perfectly.
They're running. Williams for 3. Feeds to Mozgov. Jacks up a 3. Williams with another miss. Hornets trail by 15. You can point to any number of things, Clark. The Warriors did well last year. Their play on the road being one of them.
Well, the Warriors were exactly road warriors all season long, partner. Hit the ground running and finished with a league-best 28 road wins. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that.
The drive by Vucevic. 6 to shoot. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Mike Muscala is checked in for Vucevic. Pondexter comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Rivers in for Troy Daniels. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. So many great statistics are available to demonstrate just how dominant the Warriors were last season. My favorite is, GA, their point differential.
You know, to be able to beat your opponent by double digits on average is something only 8 teams have been able to do in the history of the league.
It's amazing. Luol Deng is checked in for the Hornets. Barbosa gets the bucket.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh no, oh yeah, shots.
Pondexter. The shot no good. The Warriors go the other way with it.
And guys, the Warriors ended the year at just over a 10-point differential per game. I mean, still that number is staggering when you think of what it takes to achieve that mark over the course of a season. Typically, championship teams are somewhere in the +6 to +8 range. 10 is off the charts.
All right, Charlotte. Now
And the Hornets call time here.
the Hornets fans team. Make some noise.
And you know what? That Warriors point differential was helped out a lot by their play at home. The home differential was almost +15 points per game. A lot of blowout wins. Scary thing is they set their starters in the fourth so often, they could have made those numbers even higher had they wanted.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Vucevic, he's checked in for Muscala. Duncan comes in for Quincy Pondexter. Burks, he's checked in for Austin Rivers. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Joseph. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Golden State. Back to Duncan. The feed now to Dang. Here's Burks. And Henson sends it back. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Warriors leading by 18. Over to the wing. Here's Hollis. Oh! Ho, ho!
Oh my goodness, fella's gonna hurt somebody with a dunk like that. Probably will hurt himself.
Oh, there's too much fun to be had.
And he's having it. That had to be fun.
The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
The Hornets have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Man, I like their approach to the game right now. There's tremendous aggression on both ends, putting the onus on the officials.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Shot clock at 5. Great D that time from Vucevic.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. The Warriors on top, up by 16. And we'll be back with you right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Hornets.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
the way he was able to attack the rim in that first half. Defenders are going to need to start building walls and being connected defensively if they want to have any chance to stop it.
Now, come on, Greg. That's much easier said than done when he's the penetrator. I mean, his speed and agility make him extremely tough to cover.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
What a game for LeBron. He's got 14 points, and he's picked up one dime.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, they've got LeBron James. Mozgov is out there with Nene. Then it's Williams. And it's Smith in at the 2. Nobody near Williams.
2 points.
Good, and the assist goes to James.
And what a first year it was for Steve Kerr and the Warriors. It was the best debut as a new coach ever. 67 wins. He also established a franchise win total in his first year.
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Wasink kicks to Dang. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Here's Duncan. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's his second.
Can't be any surprise to you that Tim Duncan, folks, last year became the leading rebounder of all active players, passed up Kevin Garnett for that honorable distinction. We're talking 15,000 rebounds total over 18 seasons.
Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Luol Deng. Timeout called the Warriors. Getting back to Duncan's rebounding, he's always had the great size and wingspan and timing, and he really positions himself well for those rebounds. But what seems to separate him is his quiet toughness. He'll never back down.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, he's not a guy that's going to yell or pump his fist. He's not going to flex his muscles to the crowd. He just silently assassinates you
well said.
out on the floor.
You're right. You're so right. And the Hornets making a change here. Jones is checked in. The Warriors shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. After making it to the playoffs in 2014, the Hornets couldn't repeat the feat in 2015. A slow start probably, Greg, more than anything else did him in.
Really disappointing season coming in with such high expectations, and 33-49 just not good enough to get into the playoffs in any season.
You know, for the Hornets, they've not made consecutive playoff appearances since the team moved to New Orleans back in 2002. They just haven't been able to stay consistent enough to make it to the playoffs back-to-back years. Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
Burks kicks to Vucevic. And stolen by LeBron. Here's Williams.
2 points.
Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. 6 points for Mo Williams.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
LeBron James.
And guys, what's rough for the Hornets is that they were a consistent playoff fixture in the late 90s. Still, the team has never made it to the conference finals in its franchise history, and that should be a goal for them in the coming years. And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Here's LeBron. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Burks' shot is good.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
And that's off the glass and in. Burks is got 5 points now in the quarter. Williams kicks to James. For three, Smith. And he gets it to go. Smith's got 8.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Charlotte calls timeout. How much more is there to say about LeBron James, Clark? Incredible consistency, unbelievable athleticism. He just is a marvel in every way the longer he plays.
Kevin, when you look at his career averages, I mean, just off the charts, and he has the same unbelievable year every year. The consistency, phenomenal.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Plumlee, he's checked in for Vucevic. Troy Daniels comes in for Burks. And it's Joseph in for Ty Lawson. Different look here for the Warriors. Henson's checked in for Margot. Cody Zeller comes in for Nene. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Smith. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Mo Williams.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
And here we go with Barbosa, heading to the hoop. And he gets it to go. Barbosa's got his third basket of the night. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
LeBron is doubled. Zeller with it. Picked up by Joseph. Clock at 4. Joseph with the rebound. Hornets trail by 21. And Jones slams it home.
Certainly that shot well within his range.
I would hope so.
And especially when he caps it off with the steady one-hand jam.
James dishes to Henson. And it's Quincy Pondexter with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Muscala, he's checked in for Plumlee. Duncan comes in for Terrence Jones. Luol Deng is checked in for Quincy Pondexter. And it's Rivers in for Troy Daniels. And the Warriors also making a change. Watson's checked in. The Warriors shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. Here's Roberson. Here's Duncan. Off target with that shot. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Warriors ahead, opening up a huge gap. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Dang out there with Duncan. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Vucevic. And it's Lawson in at the 1 spot. So that's the Hornets 5. For 3, Williams. And that one's good. Williams has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Warriors.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Dives for it. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. Hornets trail by 21. Right wing. Here's Burks. The Warriors pull it in.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
The kick out to Williams. Wing shot on the way. And Luol Deng pulls it down.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those. Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Execute it to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the donkey. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slamming one on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the poster.
And guys, Tim Duncan still dominant after 18 years. You know, he's reshaped his body. He has gotten a brand new diet, which he says has had a huge benefit. We saw it in the playoffs last year, Greg. I think, you know, he probably was one of the top 5 overall performers in last year's playoffs.
No doubt about it. We continue to write this guy off, Kevin, and he just continues to defy Father Time. I mean, there was a point where he was starting to feel the wear and tear, especially in his knees, but being the competitor he is, he decided to dictate to his body rather than letting his body dictate to him.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
You know, getting back to Duncan, when you talk to his teammates, they'll tell you he's disciplined. He maintains a strict diet, does off-the-floor training, from boxing to swimming, throwing tires, running in the sand. That keeps him motivated and engaged.
And the second free throw, good.
In talking about Duncan's new look, Coach Popovich had an interesting quote. Pop said, I look at him and tell him, you look like Sprewell used to look. Just skin and bones, ligaments and tendons. I mean, but you know what? You can't argue with success, and not many people have had more than Tim Duncan.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
What a stellar outing in this one for Smith. 10 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
Dishes it to Vucevic. Was in the pass to Vucevic. To the middle. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Vucevic. And that's now 7 points for Tim Duncan. The drive by James.
LeBron James.
Special. There just aren't many guys like him who can accelerate to the rim and finish in style.
Well, this is nothing new. There is some debate on how successful max contracts have been in the NBA. A lot of players have demanded max contract money, but haven't lived up to the pay. And in my opinion, there are only about 15 guys worthy of max contracts in the league in any given year.
Charlotte calls timeout. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
I mean, he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. For Charlotte, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And Joseph kicks to Muscala. The pass to Joseph. From past the arc.
Not good shot selection. Long range and a defender all up in your jersey.
And, you know, that's just the kind of defensive work he's known for. I mean, he can take that shot away from you and does it more times than not.
Well, we were talking about max contracts. There are arguments to their benefits. Commissioner Adam Silver said last year that he feels they help with parity. What do you think?
You know, for the most part, I do believe he's correct. I mean, they do help with parity. For guys like LeBron and Durant, let's face it, the big max contract can be a hindrance. They're probably considered to be worth far more than they're paid. But it's going to be something that is debated back and forth throughout the next negotiations for the CBA. And, you know, obviously, you know, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, you know, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
Timeout called the Warriors.
Yeah, in the quest to get to the playoffs, the Hornets came up short last season. A lot of that was due to how they fared against the Western Conference. They just couldn't keep up with the offensive firepower coming out of the West.
Quincy Pondexter, he's checked in for Charlotte. And the Warriors also making a change. Jarrett Jack is checked in for Mo Williams.
Hornets timeout call.
As you mentioned, the Hornets struggled against the West, only won 8 games in their 30 games played.
And you need to be near 500 against the West if you want to make the playoffs in the East. But it was their lack of offense that just made it so hard for the Hornets to keep up with a lot of teams in the West.
And Vucevic kicks to Lawson. That one off the back iron and out.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
And really just a lack of awareness on his part. Just no idea he was right near the line.
Here's Burks. And the layup's good off the glass.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
Warriors leading by 21. The three from LeBron. Rebounded by Ty Lawson.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for James. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
No good from Jack. Dang with it. He's picked up by LeBron. Shot's good.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Smith for three. And that is good.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their turn.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
Here's James. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
Substitution on the court.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. On its way from Barbosa for two. Cans the shot from the wing.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance.
Ah, mano, tô puto. Tô puto, mano. Tô puto, mano.